And a couple of organizations here locally have band together to host what they're calling a property tax bonfire, lighting the way to fairness. I want to bring in the executive director of one of those organizations, the Lawndale Christian Development Corporation, Dr. Richard Townsell. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. Tell me about what you all are doing and why.
So, over the past couple years, we've been doing a few property tax appeal sessions. Our organization works with an organization called the North Lawndale Homeowners Association. And so we've helped hundreds of people appeal their property taxes because the assessments ranged when we sat down with the assessor between 15 and 151% increase. And so, yes, so we decided, and our organization also is a developer of affordable housing. And so we own and manage 250 units. And we saw our property tax bills going up, astronomically. And so we decided to work with our neighbors to help people appeal. And I don't know of anyone who had a successful appeal of their taxes. And so then we went to the next level and appealed with Larry Rogers' office. And, some people got, some relief. But just today, our property tax bills came in, and folks are seeing the average increase in North Lawndale is like 100%.
The average.
Yeah.
That is shocking. You've called this a
Yes.
broken property tax system.
Yes, yes, ma'am, it is indeed. And we are doing sort of a Boston Tea Party kind of moment where we are going to have people bring their property tax bills and have different people give testimonials, folks that are residents, folks that are landlords, folks that are BOMA will be there, the Building Owners and Managers Association. So all sorts of folks, not just in our neighborhood, who see this as a big issue, as Illinois has the highest property taxes in the nation. And so this is a moment where we are wanna. We also believe that we're getting taxation without representation. So we're gonna have a nice little bonfire and set a bunch of property tax bills on fire and talk about what our plan is going forward.
Yeah, what are some of the things you feel are needed to move the needle forward? And why do you think North Lawndale is experiencing this issue?
Well, I don't know why. I think one of the things they said is that because our organization and others have been doing a lot of development in North Lawndale, we are building, our goal is to build 1,000 single family homes on vacant lots in our neighborhood. And we've been successful at building. Last year we sold 25. Right now we have another 33 in production. And we're trying to build not just in North Lawndale, but in 4 communities where we're trying to build 1,000 homes on the south side and 1,000 homes on the west side in neighborhoods that have been historically disinvested, where redlining took place, and where there hasn't been a lot of development, particularly of single family homes for working families. And so we don't know why, but what we do know is that the system is not just unfair for us, it's unfair for folks across the state of Illinois. And nobody wants to pay unpredictable property taxes year to year, no matter where you live. And so we just decided that, as Fannie Lou Hamer said, we're sick and tired of being sick and tired and want to do something about it. And we're going to start by setting them on fire.
Yeah, so you've been essentially like buying the block in these disinvested neighborhoods, but
Yep.
the development then is backfiring, and especially on people who've been there.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Long-term residents are beginning to see the squeeze from this system, and we think that there's a fairer, more predictable way. If you look at what California has done with Proposition 13 many, many years ago, they have assessment at 1% of the assessed value, and then they have an annual increase of no more than 2% a year. And so we think a system similar to that is the kind of thing that Illinois needs because, as I said, we have the highest property taxes in the nation.
Yeah, but for North Lawndale, what's the median income?
It's probably 20, something $1,000. And so, but, it's like I said, a broken system is impacting everybody. It's impacting folks in neighborhoods like ours, and it's impacting folks in Oak Park and, Homewood Flossmoor and, the south suburbs and everybody in between, right?
Yeah, but
So I
if
don't
your
want to fix
income
a
is
system that just
20,000,
affects us.
yeah, if your
Yeah,
income is 20,000 though, I mean, and a 100% increase hits you a little bit differently.
no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah. So what has been the reaction from the lawmakers that you've had conversations with?
So I spoke with our Alderwoman Monique Scott. She sent me a text today. She sent me the quote showing a 100% increase. She's very upset. Her brother is a county commissioner, Michael Scott Jr. He will be speaking at the bonfire tomorrow. I've spoken with our state rep, Yolanda Morris, our state senator, Lakeisha Collins. I think they'll be at the bonfire tomorrow. And so, yeah, people are not happy about it. And I think we've got to propose a solution. We're not complainers. We don't just want to talk about a problem and not propose a solution. That's what we're proposing, something that ultimately we're going to be going around the state and seeing in DuPage County and Lake County and Peoria and other places where people are they feeling this same thing, and what do we propose that we do about it?
Yeah. Are you, from the people that you're talking to and the anger that you're hearing from them, and when I say the people, I'm saying the lawmakers that you're talking to, whether it's Monique Scott or Lakeisha Collins, whomever, are you getting the sense that they see a through line to move the needle forward?
I think that what if this is by the people for the people, I believe that they could, but I think that some of the best ideas come from regular folks. Like we don't have to wait for politicians to come up with a solution. I think the best solutions come from from local folks, and we are going to propose something, and hopefully they will be supportive of what we propose, or at least put us in a position where we can negotiate with other folks, whether that be the governor or others, to do something about this broken system.
Let me ask you this. Obviously, like we said, there's so much to redeveloping an area, and so many different types of emotions that go into that. I'm wondering, do you get some people who are upset with the building that you are doing, even though it may help in some ways because this is the other aspect of it?
Yeah, I mean, you probably will have some of that. I mean, the dilemma is if you have lived next to a vacant lot for 40 years and people are fly dumping on it and it's impacting your property values in a negative way, maybe your insurance policy gets canceled because of it. Um, I think we want to make sure that 75% of the people that bought homes from us are people that lived in the neighborhood. And so these are people that were renters, and in some cases on the same block where the vacant lots are. And so we are converting a liability, a vacant city lot, which is producing no tax revenue, into something that will produce taxes. And so I think that's a win for neighbors, because being in a place that's seen as a desert, where you can't get a grocery store, where the schools aren't performing the way they could be, getting new investment will make other things better. And yes, there's unintended consequences at times because of that.
Yeah, I mean, I even look at the backlash, for instance, that the Obama Center got from people in Hyde
Yep.
Park. I mean, obviously, having a presidential center is amazing in one right, but then people were worried about being priced out.
Yep. Yep. This is why you got to organize. This is why we're doing a property tax bonfire, because we're not just developers, right? We're organizers. I live in the neighborhood, so it's not something I'm doing for someone else. It's something I'm doing for the people that I know, that I've grown up with historically, that want to stay, that want to not move, they want to improve. For us, it's redevelopment without displacement.
Another aspect of this property tax issue was how long it took people to get their property tax bills.
Yes.
And so you're also addressing transparency. And what have you said to people even about that aspect?
Well, I said come to the bonfire, and so the main thing is we've got to organize. You get what you're strong enough to get in Chicago. We've got to organize enough of a base to bend the political will of those that control what's going on in terms of taxation in our county and in our state. And so you only get what you're strong enough to get. So that's why we are organizing so that we can put pressure on the system.
Okay, tell me just the bare details for this bonfire. Where do people need to go if they want to be a
Sure.
part of it? What do they need to do?
So bring your tax bill, bring a copy of your tax bill. If you are a junior arsonist like the rest of us, we will not be doing s'mores or marshmallows at all, but we will have hot chocolate there. The address is 1908 South Millard. It is at the Harmony Community Church parking lot. We're going to have a DJ at the beginning of it, and then it'll start at 6. It will go to 7. We start on time and end on time. We're very disciplined about our actions, and we'll have some different speakers that'll address a particular issue around property taxes. And at the end, we'll have the bonfire, and then we're gonna have start organizing, thinking about how do we go statewide to talk about this issue.
Yeah, and I feel like there are several organizers working on really big projects in North Lawndale that could affect the community in many different ways. If people are unfamiliar with the challenges that North Lawndale faces, tell us about, you said you've lived there for many years, what you have seen before versus what organizers are trying to take it to.
I think that I was born in the '60s, and so when my family first lived here, most of the people in the neighborhood would say they never had to go downtown. They had all the shopping they wanted to do on Roosevelt and on 16th Street. And after the riots in '68, lots of things changed. Stores were burned down, and the civil rights and the fair housing laws helped, but it also helped people also to move out of the neighborhood. So many people left at the same time, and so from in 1960 there were 125,000 people that lived in our neighborhood, and 2020 census is probably about 35,000 people, right?
Wow.
And so now we are trying to rebuild. Like I said, there's 3,000 city-owned vacant lots in the neighborhood, and our goal is to rebuild. So we're building, not just us. I mean, Grace Manor Apartments just opened the other day, Reverend Hunter and others, and so that's an amazing development. And we have the Be Love Cafe, and there are 2 Pritzker Prize applications for projects in North Lawndale. We're trying to build a state-of-the-art recreation center. So there's an awful lot going on in North Lawndale right now. And so we just want to keep the momentum going so that, folks can benefit from, what is coming and not get priced out. And so that's why we're building homes for working families. Our homes are $250,000. You can't find a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home for $250,000 many places in the country. And so our goal is, how do we keep people here? How do we have apartments that are affordable? We're also doing worker-owned cooperatives, and so people can have worker-owned businesses. We have 2 of those businesses that are coming. And so those are the kinds of things that we and others are doing. I'm not just talking about what we're doing, but others that make the community the kind of community that we all remember it as.
Thank you so much for taking us down memory lane. And I hope that you'll keep us updated on your push here to make change in the future.
Thank you so much.
Okay, take
Have
care.
a blessed day.
You too.